Hello! This is Nina, and I'm about to start recording the very first episode 100% in English for the podcast. So I hope you enjoyed the opportunity to practice your listening with this very fun and interesting topic. So let's go! Você decidiu se mudar para o exterior porque, acima de tudo, queria uma vida diferente. Novas experiências, oportunidades, possibilidades. Talvez você saiu do Brasil por motivos pessoais, talvez por motivos profissionais, se mudou sozinha ou com a família, mas a verdade é que desde então a vida nunca mais foi a mesma. Eu sou Nina Fonseca, sou expatriada nos Estados Unidos e este é o podcast Inglês para Expatriadas. Aqui vamos conversar sobre as dores e as delícias de morar no exterior e, claro, vamos falar sobre o inglês, aquele vilão que está te impedindo de alcançar toda a liberdade e independência no exterior. Bora fazer as pazes com o inglês? Alright, so for this episode in English, I chose a topic that is somehow interesting and fun at the same time with easy vocabulary. So we're going to talk about something that happens in Brazil, at least it used to happen. Last year we didn't have it anymore. That is daylight saving time. If you do not understand what daylight saving time is, stick with me, hang on a little bit, and everything will be clear. Sounds good? So daylight saving time is the practice of advancing clocks during warmer months so that darkness falls at a later clock time. I'm going to repeat this definition by Wikipedia, okay? So daylight saving time is the practice of advancing clocks during warmer months so that darkness falls at a later clock time. Meaning, when we get close to the summer, around springtime, the weather is warmer, so we are going to set the clock forward by 1 hour. However, when winter is coming, Jon Snow, when winter is coming around fall, we will set the clock back by 1 hour. Do you already know what I'm talking about? So let's go ahead and recap the seasons of the year, okay? So we have summer, that is the hottest season. After summer, we have fall, when the temperature starts to cool down, the leaves fall from the tree, just like the song from Sandy Jr., right? The leaves fall from trees. After fall, we have winter. That's really cold. In some places, you even have snow. And after winter, we have spring, when the flowers starts to blossom again and the temperature goes and a little bit up, it warms up again. All right? So 4 seasons of the year. We have summer, fall, winter, and spring. Got it? So when we are in Brazil and in any country in the South Hemisphere, the year usually starts, of course, it always starts in summer. But in March, we transition to fall. In June is the beginning of winter. And in September, we finally have spring. When we used to have daylight saving time in Brazil, daylight saving time starts in October and ends in February. So it starts in the spring, during the spring, and it ends halfway through the summer, right? Because if we go exactly in the calendar, summer starts in mid-December and goes until mid-March. In Brazil, daylight saving time usually ends mid-February, so halfway through the summer. But in the US, United States, and in countries in the North Hemisphere, such as Canada or Europe, Asia, it's the other way around. It's the opposite. So the year starts in the winter, then we have spring around June, it's the beginning of summer, and in September we have fall. In this case, daylight saving time starts, pay attention to this, it's the opposite. So daylight saving starts in March. And in this year, in 2021, it will start this Sunday, March 14th. And it will end in November. So it is really the opposite of what happened in Brazil. It is very common. I believe it might happen to you, but it also happens with me. I get very confused. I'm like, am I supposed to set the clock forward? Or should I bring the clock backward? I'm not so sure what to do, right? Sometimes we get so confused and we are not sure what to do with the clock. So in English, they have a nice and fun way to say it. In the spring, we forward the clock. So if you are in Brazil or in the South Hemisphere, during the springtime, you're going to forward the clock. The same way, if you are living in the US or any North Hemisphere, you're going to forward the clock during the spring. But it changes, right? So spring in Brazil, September, October, November, a little bit of December, and in the North Hemisphere, March, April, May, a little bit of June, okay? So if you are during the spring, you always forward. So remember this, spring forward, spring forward, okay? But in the fall, you are supposed to set your clock an hour back. So you say fall backward, fall backward. Let's do it again. Spring forward, fall backward. Spring forward, fall backward. So now in the US, we are getting close to the spring. So this Sunday, March 14th, I am going to set my clock 1 hour forward. Spring forward. Sounds good? You got it? Awesome. Another thing that is different between the US and Brazil daylight saving time is what time we should make that change. So in Brazil, when the clock hits midnight and we are in a spring forward, we're going to push the clock to 1 a.m., 1 hour forward. If we are doing fall backwards, when it's midnight, we bring the clock back by 1 hour, so it will be again 11 p.m. But in the US, this change happens at 1 a.m. So we must wait for the clock to hit 1 a.m. And then during the spring forward, we're going to push 1 hour further, and then it will be 2 a.m. Same thing happened on fall backward. When the clock hits 1 a.m., we bring it back to midnight. Okay? So that's it for today's episode. I really hope that you liked the topic, that I was able to speak slow enough for you to understand, and you had a great time learning about this interesting topic and practicing your English. If you like this episode in English, make sure you share with some friends, let them practice the listening, and I would love to get more suggestions for those English episodes. So think about some fun and easy topics to talk about where the vocabulary is not hard, where you could enjoy listening about in English, on top of obviously practicing your listening. Sounds good? So go ahead, go on Instagram, @Inglês para Expatriadas, and give me some suggestions. And I will see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.